Hi, welcome back. Sorry, the last video cut out a little bit short. We are now going to do part B for example one. So again, we want to graph the exponential function and identify all these key features for it: domain, range, intercepts, intervals of increase, and decrease, and the asymptote. Okay, so for part B, let's just copy this out here. We have y equals -3 to the negative x. Okay, so notice the form of this. Everything is okay. We have a negative here, we have our base 3, and we have our exponent up here. However, our exponent is negative. So we have seen negative exponents in the last section, so we actually want to rewrite this because it doesn't quite line up with our general form right here where we have a positive x. So what that means is we should just take this base and we're going to have to do the reciprocal of it. So I'm going to rewrite this as negative, and then I'm going to write 1/3 to the positive x. So I've now taken the reciprocal of this so that I could change this exponent to a positive value. Okay. So you might be thinking, oh, Mr. A, you wrote it wrong. I think the x is supposed to go in here with it. Well, that actually is the same thing as this, okay? If I had 1/3 to the positive x, that's actually equal to 1/3 to the exponent x. It is the same thing because one of the x is still just going to be 1 on top. All right, so now that this is in this form, we can easily see what's a. It would be a -1. And then here's our value of b, 1/3. Okay, and looking at my summary sheet, I see a negative value for a. So let's write that in here. So this means a is -1 and b is 1/3. So if a is negative, it's going to be one of these on the bottom here, where a is less than 0. B is equal to 1/3. Well, it can't be this one. It's got to be this one right here. So we have a function that's actually increasing over the domain, and it's negative. So it's just starting from a, like a negative infinity and then approaching 0. Okay, so I'm going to graph this function, and then we'll kind of answer everything about it. So I do have enough information to get a decent graph. So if a is -1, that's my y-intercept, -1. Okay, and then I can try to calculate a couple points. Like I could do a quick little table of values x, y, and I could let x be 1, and then I know I would get -1/3. Because if I put in 1 for here, I'll just have -1, -1/3. So I do have another point right there. And I could also let x be 2, and I know I would get -1/3 squared, which is going to give me -1/9. So I have an even smaller number over there at 2. So I could see this curve is definitely doing this, getting closer to the x-axis. And I know that this is also going this way as well on this side. So really, just from keeping the summary sheet, I can actually draw a really good sketch. However, if we're asked to graph, we kind of do need some points. So I didn't provide any points in the previous example. I just actually did a quick sketch. All right, so we're just going to shrink this over. And we're going to answer a few things about this. So firstly, I think we were asked domain and range. Yeah, so for this one, our domain, x is an element of R. For the range, y is an element of R. Y is always negative. Okay, so it's everything below the y-axis. So we'll say y less than 0. Okay, we don't use the equal to symbol because remember it doesn't equal 0. And then we got our intercepts. So x-intercepts, not applicable. Y-intercepts, that's going to be at -1, right? This is our A value, right? That I pulled from the equation. Okay. There's no x-intercepts because there's a horizontal asymptote. Horizontal asymptote. Oops. Okay, this is that equation y equals 0, right? It's that line going across here. So I'm going to draw that in and I'm going to label it. I usually like to do a different color. Okay, that's the line y equals 0. And I think the last thing was asking is the increase and decrease. So yeah, we kind of skipped ahead. We did the asymptote. Now we'll do the intervals of increase or decrease. So this function, as I go left to right, the y values are increasing. Okay, they're going from like negative 100 to negative 50 to negative 10. So that's an increase as we go left to right. So we would just want to say it's increasing over, and you can write x as an element of the real numbers, or you could even say increasing over the entire domain. Both are okay. All right, that's it for the end of example 1. I will see you guys in the next video.